Hi, this is an intuitive reading with some channeled messages for an energetic report for the month of August. All right, so August has a lot going on, guys. There's a lot of different energetic streams that are coming into the tributary that is this moment in time right now. So I've been tracking some different energetic streams. One that I'm tapping into goes back from October 29 to today. Another stream I've been tracking is the Lionsgate portal, which opened on July 26th and goes until August 12th. And I'm even tapping into some energies that are coming in the near future, so starting maybe like mid-August and going into December 2020. And then I'm tapping into some energy that goes from December 2020 to December 2021. So all of these energies or energetic streams are all layered. So there's a lot going on. It's very complex, and I can liken it to a musical score for a symphony where there's different instruments kind of coming in and out, but there's a general kind of score and a theme to the pattern that we're listening to right now. So I'm going to call this like an energetic composition. And the energetic composition that's going on right now is very intense. The energy is very high. I keep coming up with the idea of a storm, and I'm seeing twisters and clouds and, raging oceans and electrical storms with lightning and things like that. And how does this month feel? I feel very exhausted. When I was doing this reading, I was tapping into just deep exhaustion and feeling drained. I feel like right now it's that point in the marathon where you need, the word's not coming to me, it's about longevity. You need to have longevity in the race. It's not a short sprint, it's a long marathon, and we're in the middle of it. And so I'm feeling very exhausted, very drained. I'm also feeling like we're in the middle, like now we've entered the void and we're in the middle of the void, and I just feel us like floating around in space. And so I get this very disoriented feeling, but also almost like I'm in a cosmic womb. And just all I have like the energy to do is like breathe and kind of undulate with what's happening. And I'm also feeling like I can't fight against things anymore. So I'm feeling a very deep letting go and giving in. All right, so this energy is at a height right now for August. And I feel like that's going to kind of start to taper off until December of 2020. And I do believe that we're going to have some type of a breakthrough right around the summer or the winter solstice in December. I guess it'll be 21st, somewhere around there, 2020. There's going to be some type of breakthrough, some type of feeling shift. I feel like that's going to be the end of a cycle. And then we're starting a new cycle, December 2020 to December 2021. And I believe that that cycle is going to be more of what is happening now, but it's like the next stage. So right now is like the precursor. And then that's when we've been initiated into what needs to happen. So then just stuff will start to happen really fast. So I'm seeing like very rapid collapsing of a lot of different things, but not to be afraid, because there's also a rapid rebuilding. So I was thinking about, like you have a little thread on your sweater and you pull it, and then your whole arm on the sweater becomes unraveled. But as soon as that's becoming unraveled, somebody is knitting a new sleeve on the sweater. So it's almost like magic, like things are falling away, but new things are building up, and it has kind of like a breathing, kind of cyclical rhythm to it. So I feel like we're on it. We have now prepared. We know what we need to do. The collective is getting ready to prepare our minds for new paradigms. We're going to be rebuilding our personal lives, our businesses, our governments, our educational structures, our paradigms of how we relate to each other. For instance, the racial divides that we're experiencing and the racial issues, also the feminist issues, all of those things that have to do with repression and liberation, because those are two things that are on the opposite side of the same spectrum. So we take repression and we transform and transmute it into liberation, and that's the light that comes out of the shadow. And just taking a moment to invoke this fire element for everybody in your lives, to hope and wish and send you this invocation for the fire to burn through, to transform and transmute your shadows where you're doing your work so that you can find the illumination. And so all of these energetic shifts are really shifts in consciousness, which are ultimately leading us on our path of ascension. And what it's leading us towards right now is the age of Aquarius. And the age of Aquarius is about the light. It is about this golden color. It's about the illumination of the heart space. All right, so some channeled messages I have around that. So I was tapping into this golden yellow light just pouring in from the cosmos, like the cosmic ray, which is like energy particles that come in from the cosmos. So I was picking up on the golden cosmic ray, and I was filtering it into my heart and my solar plexus, and I really felt like it was like cleansing me and also fortifying me, giving me, supercharging me with the energy, because right now we're at this high point and we've been in the marathon for a while, and at the high point we really need to be supercharged with this energy so that we can make it through the rest of the crisis that we're going through right now, because it's something that is testing our ability for endurance. That was the word I was looking for earlier. The word endurance is really important this month. And so I feel like because the word endurance is important, we need to spend a lot of time and a lot of energy with self-care. So as this golden light comes in and fortifies us, this is the light of Leo. And so we're in the time of Leo, and then we just had the Aquarius full moon. So Leo and Aquarius are very present at this moment, but both opposite on the astrological wheel. And they're supercharging us. They're supercharging us for the next leg of our journey. And this is giving us this, like, we're coming into a mirror with ourselves. And it's like, when you get so close to a mirror, especially if you wear glasses, where you get blurry, or like if you wear glasses and you get too close to somebody's face, everything like blurs. That's kind of the feeling that this energy has. And what it's about is it's this deep confrontation with yourself and actually with your own ego. And in that confrontation of the ego, you're facing your fears, you're looking at your shadows, you're mirroring in yourself, but also in the people around you. And this brings out the intensity and the power and the force of the self. It's the monad, it's the indwelling God within us, it's the I am. So that's the Leo. And then what happens is then once we claim that I am, then we're able to evolve into unity consciousness and into selflessness, so that we look at the growth and what is good for the good of the group, or what is the highest greater good for all. And that's when we start to get into that Aquarius energy. So these are some of the things that are opening up and are present in the energetic fields and in these energetic compositions at this time. I'd like to go over some themes. So as tapping into the energy, I'm feeling like truth seeking is a huge theme right now. And so we're going through internal questioning, asking, who are we? What are we building in our lives? What do we want? Who do we want to be around? And by doing this, we are like starting a cog in a wheel of a machine, and it's what Spirit's bringing us forward on our path is external triggers. And so these external triggers are situations and people that are testing us. They're testing us to see if we can get on the path of our own inner truth, and if we can illuminate our own truth. And so I feel like this is very important with the throat chakra, the heart chakra, and the solar plexus chakra. And I've been feeling like constantly like, I don't know, almost like something's hitting the back of my throat, or, just feeling like this area is very active. And so anything that you're not aligned with at this time, you have to let it go. If something is not a vibrational match, then you have to let it go. You need to meditate on harmony and synchronicity. And you need to ask yourself, how are you aligning, first of all, with yourself, right? Because you start with yourself first. In the airplane, you put your own mask on first. So you take care of yourself first. So you align with yourself first. And then you're able to look at the people in your life, align with them, look at the situations in your environment, align with that, and then start to look out into the world, into social structures, Mother Earth, and the world at large, and see how you're relating and contributing on that level, and see where you want to go with that. So that's the truth-seeking theme. And then the second theme is about tests of strength and integrity, which kind of comes out of the truth-seeking. And so we are being tested about our inner strength right now and about our integrity. We're really asked to come correct with who do we want to be and how do we hold ourselves into integrity to be that person. I think everybody wants to be a high quality person, and we strive towards that. And so, you need to come correct with what areas in your life are you maybe a little distorted. What areas did you kind of get some weird habits or created some weird protection skills of protection? So once you start to look at your integrity and act from integrity, you start to act from your inner truth, then you really start to cut through karma, you get karmic retribution, and you start to rapidly manifest things in your life as well as rapidly progress your soul. And what this does is it clears the ego and it humbles the heart space and it creates a lot of vulnerability. So the next theme is theme number 3, the last theme, which is fear of the unknown. So we're in this void. We're just sort of floating along. We don't know what's coming next. And this is going to bring up some disorientation and some trust issues for us. And I feel like when I tap into the energy, I feel like discomfort and dizziness, just like sudden hot flash or something like that, just where suddenly you don't feel right. And I feel like what it is it's about being in fear, and the ego covers up the thing that we fear the most. So if we can somehow slide the ego away, our most vulnerable piece is lying underneath that ego, which is why we are protecting it underneath the ego. I mean, so many of us grew up with the idea that it's unsafe to be seen and unsafe to be heard. But now that we're adults and we are in a safe space, we need to tell ourselves it's okay to be seen, it's okay to be heard. And not only that, but we are asked to speak our truth and to protect our integrity and actually to fight for justice for ourselves and fight for justice for those that can't. So this has to do with just levels of fear. We've been in this for a long time, and I feel like we just don't have time to motivate from the ego space anymore. So we're just getting into a real place, and that means that things are just going to start going really fast because we don't have time for the BS anymore. So a lot of that is about uncovering vulnerability and being okay to communicate from a place of vulnerability and being fearful but doing the thing anyways. All right, I think I'll just end with a couple quick images from these tarot cards. One is these women floating through space, and I feel like this is the universe asking us to let go. The tides in the season belong to the planet, and we don't control these things. And so everything needs to change in life. Everything is impermanent. And for those who are trying to hold on to some old way of being, it's time to let go. It's time to change. There's no holding on anymore. All right, let's take this one, which is called the Courageous Peony. So it's a woman with a flower above her head. She has multiple lights. And this card is about knowing that it's okay to be seen and it's okay to be heard, and that if a flower knows when and how to bloom, so will you. So just knowing that you can open up and be safe to be vulnerable, but also to be heard, and in that vulnerable place to communicate your own truth. And last image is this one. This woman is floating. She's kind of in this cosmic swirl. And this card is about just letting go to the will of the universe and trusting that the universe has your back. So I hope this reading was helpful.